Mixed martial arts is one of the only sports where athletes get regular opportunities to share their thoughts with the world. Often, we're left with standard call-outs or thanking their team for the victory. Yet, over the years, fighters have delivered some all-time classics that live on in MMA lore till this day.
To this day!
I'm Jack from Fight Game Insider, and this is the top 10 post-fight interviews. Number 10. Yoel Romero, I love you, Mike. In my opinion, Yoel Romero is one of, if not the most unintentionally funniest fighters in UFC history. Everything that comes out this guy's mouth is an instant soundbite, and it's just impossible to hate him. If it wasn't this clip, Romero would no doubt make the list with something else anyway, but the Mike moment we went for is the classic I love you Mike post-fight interview.
Michael Bisping, I love you! I love you, Michael! You do that to me! I love you!
After knocking out Chris Weidman with a devastating flying knee, Yoel put himself nicely in a number 1 contender spot and next in line for a title shot. The title holder at the time was none other than England's Michael Bisping, who was in attendance and found himself on the big screen. Being on the McGregor-Alvarez undercard, there was no greater stage for some trash talk and some pre-fight promotion, but instead, we got this.
I love you, Mike! I love you, Mike! You say something like this for me, and now I say you. I love you! See you soon, boy!
Number 9. Renato Moicano, Moicano wants money. Renato Moicano has always been a fan favourite, known for fighting anyone, any place, anytime, and whenever he grabs the mic, only seems to grow his fan base. Our standout moment was at UFC 281, following his first round finish against Brad Riddell. Joe entered the octagon for the routine interview, and let's just say Moicano made the most of the moment, initially taking a second to pick up Rogan's podcast.
You is my person on the earth, bro. I watch your podcast every day.
Before going on to tell us how he was drinking beer and eating steaks in Brazil when he took the fight on short notice.
I have to be on ranking, man. This is disrespect. I took a fight, 5-round fight in 4 days notice. Short day notice. I drinking beer, eating steaks in Brazil. And they call me, and I'm come here. I travel 24 hours. Disrespect me. I want bonus. Moicano wants money.
I'm pretty certain Renato's stock blew up after this night, and I can only hope the man gets his money. Number 8. Colby Covington, Brazil, you're a dump. If you're familiar with the story of Colby Covington, you'll know that in the early days he was given the cold shoulder by the UFC, and despite winning fights, somehow found himself struggling to stay relevant and maintain his spot within the promotion. UFC Fight Night 119 in many eyes was the turning point for Colby, where he took on the villain Alias and fully embraced his Chaos nickname. Realising that trash talk actually works, Covington fully leaned into this, with his first victims being the Sao Paulo crowd in attendance. After dominating hometown hero Damian Maia, Colby had this to say.
I should have knocked him out! Brazil, you're a dog! All you filthy animals suck! I got one thing to say! Tyrone Woodley, I'm coming for you! If you don't answer the front door, I'm gonna knock it in and I'm gonna take what's mine! That welterweight belt!
As they say, all publicity is good publicity, and to this day, Colby is one of the UFC welterweight division main faces, with his third title shot currently pending on the horizon against Leon Rocky Edwards. Was Colby out of line saying what he did, or was he just doing what he had to do for the best interest of his career? Let us know in the comments. Number 7. Nate Diaz, you're taking everything I worked for, mother. Joining the UFC all the way back in 2007, MMA royalty Nate Diaz has been around for a hot minute and left us with some very special moments over the years. Despite always being a fan favourite, he shot to fame after defeating Conor McGregor in an upset for the ages back at UFC 196. However, this fight didn't just come around by chance. Diaz was extremely vocal about his desire to fight the Notorious One, which shone through following his win over Michael Johnson. In one of the most memorable moments in UFC history, Nate Diaz took to the stand.
Conor McGregor, you're taking everything I work for, motherfucker! I'm gonna fight your fucking ass! You know what's the real fight? What's the real money fight? It's me! Not these clowns that you already punked at the press conference. Don't no one want to see that. You know you beat them already. That's the easy fight. You want that real shit right here. Hey, and I'm not. Unfortunately, we can't talk like that on Fox.
Number 6. Conor McGregor becomes double champ. Staying on the McGregor timeline, it's hard not to include this moment when talking about top post-fight interviews. If you were around for Conor's rise, you'll know it was unlike anything we'd ever seen, taking the sport to new heights and seriously changing the game. Becoming the first simultaneous double champ in UFC history, and doing it in the fashion that he did, all eyes were on McGregor when Joe presented the mic at UFC 205.
Where the is my second belt? I've already got this one. Where's the second one at?
After finally getting the second belt wrapped around him, which actually turned out to be Tyron Woodley's, who happened to be sitting in the crowd, McGregor went on to grace us with this heartfelt apology.
I've spent a lot of time, Joe, slating everybody in the company. Backstage, I'm starting fights off everybody. I
killed everyone on the roster. I just want to say from the bottom of my heart, I'd like to take this chance to apologize to absolutely nobody. The double champ does what the he wants.
Number 5, Brandon Moreno, I will be champion one day. Coming in at number 5, we have Mexican star Brandon Moreno way back in April 2017. At the time, he was relatively unknown and the post-fight interview didn't hold much relevance. But what makes it so special is how Brandon's career would play out, which in hindsight gives this so much meaning. Following a second round submission victory over Dustin Ortiz, Moreno took his moment to let fans know that one day he will be champion.
Let me say something. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, and maybe not the next month. But only one thing is true. I will be champion one day. I promise. I promise.
Almost 4 years later, he would come incredibly close to touching gold in an unexpected draw against then promising champion Davison Figueiredo. Exactly 6 months on, he would become the first ever Mexican champion in their rematch after submitting Figueiredo in the second round. The pair would go on to have 4 fights in total, with Moreno ultimately coming out the victor. This really is a testament that through hard work and dedication, you can achieve your dreams. Let's go, Moreno. Number 4, Israel Adesanya, go for something. Call it recency bias, but this post-fight Adesanya speech hits so hard. After finally getting redemption over his arch-nemesis Alex Pereira in spectacular fashion, Israel shared his emotions with the world in a heartfelt moment that sent shivers down spines. The raw nature of his words are relatable to everyone with a dream, and notes should indeed be taken.
I hope every one of you behind the screens or in this arena can feel this level of happiness just one time in your life. I hope all of you can feel how happy I am just one time in your life. But guess what? You never feel this level of happiness if you don't go for something in your own life. When they knock you down, when they try on you, when they talk about you, and they try to put their foot on your neck. If you stay down, you will never ever get that resolve. Fortify your mind and feel this level of happiness as you rise. One time in your life, but I'm blessed to be able to feel this again and again and again and again and again.
This really felt like the Adesanya train was fully back on course, but in an upset for the ages, Izzy would go on to lose his next bout against Sean Strickland after being dropped in the first round and walked down for the remaining 25 minutes. What he has already achieved in the sport is remarkable, and if Izzy gives you life advice, you take it. Number 3, Michael Chandler call out of Conor McGregor. Since entering the UFC, lightweight wrecking machine, Iron Michael Chandler has never failed to deliver an exciting performance. Win or lose, he puts it all on the line and is always searching for the knockout. Well, as fate would play out, that's exactly what he found in May 2022 at Phoenix, Arizona, when he absolutely flatlined Tony Ferguson with a second round front kick to the face.
Hold on, I'm talking, brother.
After a relatively normal start to the post-fight interview, Chandler's demeanour and voice changed as he took a deep breath and said,
I got one dude on my mind. Conor McGregor, you gotta come back and fight somebody. I am the most entertaining lightweight on the planet. But I want to up the stakes, Conor. I want you at your biggest, I want you at your baddest, and I want you at your best. You and me at 170 this summer, this fall, this winter. Coming at your boy. God bless. I'll see you at the top.
The pair would coach against each other on a season of The Ultimate Fighter, but an official fight date is still yet to be announced. This matchup has barn burner written all over it, and I, for one, cannot wait. Number 2, Derrick Lewis, my balls were hot. If there's any fighter that's just impossible to take seriously, it's Derrick Lewis. The guy seemingly couldn't care less about anything, and even when the world is watching, acts like he's at a bar with his mates. Infamous for the just stand up memes, Derrick has found himself becoming quite the fan favourite, but no moment put him on the map more than his post-fight interview at UFC 229. In the heat of the moment, no pun intended, Derrick decided to take off his shorts. Joe Rogan soon approached for the interview and asked the question we were all wondering.
I'm here with the winner, Derrick Lewis. Derrick, why'd you take your pants off? My balls was hot. I understand.
Joe then went on to explain this puts him in potential title talks and what his thoughts were on that, to which Derrick was brutally honest to say the least, and said,
I need to sit my black ass down and do some more cardio. What you talking about right now? I ain't trying to fight for no title right now. I'm no gas tank like that.
And at number 1, we have Leon Edwards, pound for pound, headshot, dead. In arguably the most iconic combat sports moment of 2022, one that earned Leon Comeback of the Year and Knockout of the Year at the UFC Annual Awards, is his 5th round head kick KO of then pound for pound number 1 in the world, Kamaru Usman. I'll never forget watching this live. Everything about this moment was just wow. From being sidelined by the promotion and made to wait for his title shot, to then being down on a scorecard and getting the pep talk of all pep talks, before landing the head kick that was heard around the world, and the post-fight interview just cemented this moment in the history books.
Can't put into words, Joe. It's been a long, long fight for 4 years. The all doubted me said I couldn't do it. The all said I couldn't do it. Look at me now. Lebanon, pound for pound, headshot, dead. That's it.
From humble beginnings and all odds stacked against him, Leon Rocky Edwards truly lived up to his nickname and proved to the world how great he really is.
I was born in Jamaica with nothing. I live in a wooden shed, zinc roof. Look at me now. Look at me now, strap season. We got it, baby. Thank you to the UFC for giving the kid that was born with nothing opportunity to be something. Thank you.
And that just about wraps it up for today's video. If you're new here, be sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon to never miss a new upload. I'm Jack, and until next time, see ya.